Hello guys and welcome to our second episode of a cardcast. My name is Loki and I am joined here today by our glorious guild master Scott Sedman. Yeah,
Hello,
I'm
everyone.
taking your job now.
That's fine. Do it. Intro it all you want. Second episode. We made it. We made it. Oh my
We have
god.
a webcam working for Scott.
I know, right? All you have to do is just buy a new one. Let's see.
It's as simple.
Great.
As simple as it gets, isn't it?
Pretty much. I'm actually excited, right? We've had quite an interesting week. I mean, we were meant to be here last weekend, but it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
So we kind of missed the hype of Yu-Gi-Oh! But we'll get into that later. If you don't know how this show works, we have some news that we go over in the world of card games, and then we have a couple of talking points that we like to touch upon. That normally ends up in the thumbnail. So this week it's Dragon Ball and Digimon Fest announced. Well, not announced, but like information on them and breaking them down and seeing what we think about it. And of course, we're going to give you both our first impressions of Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Just like 3 weeks later. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I mean, at least we had some time to sit on it and see exactly what is what, right?
Yeah, I mean, the game being front loaded, which is what we'll discuss when we get into it. But first, we have some news. So hit it up, Loki. What have we got on the agenda today?
So starting, I'm going to push this up. So starting up with the first one, we have the Pokemon Go set. So do you remember that time when Pokemon Go released and we achieved the closest there was to the world peace? Everyone was happy for a week going out and catching Pokemon.
Met loads of new friends. I was in the Hull Daily Mail chasing a Mew.
Yeah.
That's actually a true story, which is funny as no, it wasn't Mew, it was Porygon. It was Porygon. There was a Porygon that appeared. Like we were all at the outside the deep, which is an aquarium.
I was working in the pub, and we had Charmander keep on spawning on top of the pub, and we had tons of people coming in just for that.
Uni was great. Like we used to get drunk and play Pokemon Go. Like, and Lincoln's a small place, so you can pretty much do Lincoln in one go. It was a really great time. I've not played it in like a year or 2 years now. Like I know they changed it for the pandemic, but
they reverted it now.
Oh, have they? Oh, okay.
Yeah, they reverted it towards the end of last year.
But that's I don't follow Pokemon Go, but it was a great experience.
But that's not why we're here, is it? There is a Pokemon Go TCG set coming. In Japan, it's going to be June 17th. And internationally, this summer. So here's a shout out to PokeBeach where we got the information from.
Yeah, PokeBeach I've been using for years. I don't even really play or follow Pokemon, but like every now and again, check the website and I'm like, crap, I really want to buy Pokemon. So thanks, PokeBeach. My wallet thanks.
So it seems that the Star Pokemon Mewtwo V or V-Star card, so they introduced the V-Stars. For what it is worth mechanically, I have no clue. Pikachu, Gyarados, Blissey, Larvitar, Ipom, Conkeldurr, Professor Willow should also be included.
Professor Willow already has a card in the TCG.
It's probably going to be another Professor Research, so it's going to be, discard your hand, draw 7.
Yeah, but it's nice pack artwork. I'm definitely going to try and pick some of this up, just because I think it's such a neat product. I really liked when they did the Detective Pikachu tie-in set. It was small, it was cute, and it was cool. I enjoyed having some of those cards.
I think
the Mr. Mime as a trading card is hilarious.
I think it's also going to be a fairly small set, although we don't have a number yet for how many cards in a set.
No, 6 in Japan, which is kind of standard.
Yeah, 6 cards in a pack and 10 cards in US, but we don't know how many cards in a set, so we will need to wait and see. And we'll need to wait and see if we're going to get some additional stuff. But it is fairly late for the Pokemon Go set. I would imagine that they're going to do it on Pokemon Day, which is 27th of February, I think.
Possibly, but this is super interesting, right? Because this has been kind of simultaneously announced for Japan and the West. Like, I know they're not going to come out at the same time, but it's weird, right? Because normally Japan sets, like 2 of them get put together, and that makes one of our sets.
Yeah, but
so,
that's
like,
for the core sets, but this is a special set.
Yeah, and I just think it's cool because normally, even with those special sets, it takes like a long time for them to come. But it seems like this is going to be pretty close
summer,
together.
Right?
Well, because we actually have English art and Japanese art
coming in summer 2022. So I'm curious about what's going to be in it and when it's coming out. The card pack looks the same pretty much.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just the Japanese logo and
Yeah.
well, and then the weird little like text Japanese things have in the top right, which I think is super cute, and I kind of miss like looking at Japanese packs. It's great because
It
like
looks
they're so
smaller.
Japanese.
Yeah, it looks so small, right? Because they have that
Yeah,
big pressed top, which just
it's
looks
weird.
so weird.
Mm.
Well, next one is the Hisui Pokemon, a new character rares revealed for Battle Legion. So Battle Legion is the new set in Japan, which is going to be part of a two sets merged, what you were talking about in
Yes.
US or in the West altogether. And yeah, we see some Hisui Pokemon, the evolution of Stantler, Wyrmdeer, and evolution of Cypher, Cleaver. I
Which,
just finished that part of the game, so this is as far as I know. And
but how cool does that card look? It looks
they look
great.
amazing. So there is a whole sort of skills there, but because we don't really play, it's difficult for us to decide if the cards are going to be good. But also the Misty and the Starmie. Oh God, I remember she's the Pokemon champion and Garchomp, I think is the
Oh,
Pokemon.
Cynthia. You know about Cynthia?
Cynthia, yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then the Ghost Lady, which is from
I don't know her
I
name.
don't remember.
The only ghost person I know is Sabrina, and that's from the OGs.
Oh, she's not Ghost, she's Psychic.
Oh, well,
Ghost
even
was
I know
Agatha.
even more.
Agatha was Ghost.
Yeah, but
Ex-girlfriend
I
of Hope.
really love this cleaver. Like,
Yeah, the Cleaver. Have you played Arceus? You haven't, have you?
no, I haven't played Arceus yet.
No, the fight against Cleaver is actually really fun, and it does what it should be doing. It's playing to the strength of this being an action game.
Yeah,
It's not a Pokemon turn game where you just fight against a. It's not a legendary. It's a pseudo legendary that you can also get by evolving Cypher, apparently,
yeah.
which I didn't know. But it's a really fun fight.
It's a really like the game looks great. I mean, if you want to talk about the game briefly, we've got a little bit of time. So I mean, like you just said, you just got up to this point in the game, so that
Yeah.
I'm guessing you haven't finished it yet.
No, I haven't finished it yet because sadly, my Switch, the Joy-Con is dragging. So I can't really play an action game like that. And also, until that point, I was just catching Bidoof and Starly, and I was just finishing my Pokédex because that's what I do. But essentially, it's an open map. It's pseudo open map. You kind of level up your character, so you don't get badges. But as you progress your Pokédex, you level up your character, which lets you access new areas in the map you are, and lets you more stronger Pokemon are going to follow you. But the fact that you have that action part where you move around the field and catch Pokemon, and when you fight Pokemon, you don't really enter the instance, you still move around the map. And the Pokemon can still chase you as you fight.
Oh, so
I dragged the Pokemon quite far away from where I started fighting, and I found it interesting, because if you just run away from it, it's just going to assume that you left the fight. And you can run away
so
that way.
You got to do that stalls, yeah.
You can do an actual proper run away by just running away, which I love.
That's brilliant. So we've got a few things popping up in chat. Ron talking about some really good Digimon pulls. He got an Ophanimon celebration art, which is awesome. Ryan's in chat saying hello. Protocode saying hello. Porg, Harvey, how are you doing, mate? He got a shiny Cleaver on day one. I'm guessing that's a Pokemon?
Yeah, that's the Cleaver. That's the I think it was meant to be this Cleaver. The Pokemon that we have here.
Whoa! That's sick.
Yeah, so I know you can get the shinies. I don't know how. But I know you guys think the vintage Digimon cards will be getting some hype with the classic collection. This is actually something we should be talking about.
Or am I thinking of something else? The classic collection with the card art that I like.
Yeah.
Or is that something else?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
I showed the wrong thing. Hi, everyone's seen Scott there.
Hi everyone.
I clicked the wrong thing. I was meant to go this, and if we're talking about that, so the classic collection, the vintage demon. So I think the talk here is it might be the talk about the Hyper Colosseum cards.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So We actually got a bit of a hype for that because we got some Hyper Colosseum cards. We do have a video waiting to be recorded with them and with
Yeah,
other
the decks
cards.
are at your house, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, they're here. I can bring them from the shelf if you want me to, but no, they're there.
It's all right. We do have Hyper Colosseum. We have 2 decks. Do I know how to play it? No, do I? But I understand. Yeah, like the movie promos, GT play decks. I honestly I could see some of them getting hype. Like a lot of I know like the old like megas and stuff go for well, not quite a bit, but I remember when the game first announced the classic collection, so you had like everyone running to get them to compare. But even before that, when we had Omnimon, and it was revealed that his alternate art was similar to Hyper Colosseum, like that.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Of Hyper Colosseum.
Oh, okay. We're not talking about the Hyper Colosseum. So Hyper Colosseum is the alt art of the Pokemon's not Pokemon, Digimon cards in the classic collection is based off a game that in Japan was called Hyper Colosseum. For us, it was Digimon card game because we didn't have another name. So all the alt arts that you have with that weird frame, that's for the Hyper Colosseum. That's what the game used to be called in Japan. That's how we talk about it to differentiate between the current Digimon card game and the old Digimon card game.
Yeah. Hyper Colosseum is like the OG card for the West, I guess, is the best way of putting it.
Yeah.
I know it kind of like got on from that. Like there is like some tamer Hyper Colosseum cards, but they changed the layout a bit and it looks CG and it doesn't really work for me as much as I love Renamon and stuff. So like it's really that classic thing. But I'm excited for Classic Collection too, right? Because that's tamers, and you know how much I love tamers.
Oh yeah, so we are talking about the same thing. Sorry, Scott.
Yeah,
no, I'm just paying attention. We are talking about the same thing. Yeah. So in Japan it was called Hyper Colosseum, and again it's the same as with Yu-Gi-Oh. It was considered 2 different games, and in Japan it actually lived on for quite a while. In US in the West altogether we only got 1 set.
No, we got some promos.
Yeah, but essentially it lived for 1 set. There was 1 starter deck, 1 set, and then I think 1 set of tournament promos made by Upper Deck.
Probably, but then where the hell did the English tamer ones come from then?
From Upper Deck?
Maybe. Oh, it's just it's weird, isn't it? Really, like I would love to get a box and rip it.
Yeah, I think some of them would get some value just because people remember about them, but I think a lot of the Japanese one would get more value because you have more unusual Digimon there.
Oh, the Japanese ones kind of go for crazy money. Like there's Omnimon, Omnimon X Antibody, like Imperial Dramon, like the Royal Knights in Japan.
The Royal Knights always going to be there.
Crazy expensive.
Wasn't there a Lucemon card as well, which I would expect to.
I wouldn't be surprised, but it's like the proper old school art style they did, and yeah, there's just something about that old Digimon art that's so anime from that era. Like there's nothing like even modern Digimon art, and sometimes they try and reference it, and they get pretty close, but like you can tell it's digital done. It's like it's not that hand drawn raw 90s anime.
Yeah, the Japanese cards are fire, but no, Digimon. I'm myself a person that was raised on Digimon over Pokemon. I always loved the Digimon games, the Digimon World games. Digimon World 3 was my favorite one. Now I'm quite happy with the Cyber Sleuth.
Yeah, I mean, Cyber Sleuth, hopefully we'll get a new game announcement. I mean, we'll get onto it, all right? We're almost there at Digimon Fest and Digimon Day. So just before we move on to our main topic, which is those, we'll just quickly mention that Akora is in the middle of its Kickstarter release. So if you go onto our channel, you can see me cracking a box of the Kickstarter. Apparently, it's not that common to pull 2 holo shards and a full art, which I guess lucky. Nokuzu, right? Nokuzu, that's the problem.
You can still get it. You can still get it.
I can still get it. That's true. But yeah, so really happy to see a UK-US collaboration come to fruition. And we're going to be supporting it going forward. So yeah, like that's just pretty cool, guys. So if you want to go and check it out, they now have an official Facebook page. Discord's now been officially taken over. Yeah, Akora making all the right moves. Yeah, Akora to the moon. Sure, I can't wait for First Edition. I think First Edition is when it's going to get really player focused and really exciting.
We need to start having some gameplay of this, but it's nice to see that the Kickstarter is going off. Grand
Yeah.
Archive is still working on their stuff. At the moment, they have a voting on the Metal Lorraine, which I will probably give away mine on the channel if we're going to have some Grand Archive people following. So I might be giving away mine.
Yeah.
Just because I'm not a big fan of Lorraine.
And I guess in the same vein of that, something if you are in that early Kickstarter, early character, from the Japanese point. Oh, if you want to need this reserve, hit me up in the DMs on Discord. I think I have a spare still in for reserve from the Japanese promos. I'll just send it out to you if you're in the UK. If not, just a little bit of shipping will do. But
yeah,
I was going to say Y Star. Possibly something to look onto. There's not much information on it right now. It's really early days, but the people who are behind it, they're okay people. They're good people. So
another one I'm waiting for is the Law.
Law, yeah. I mean, if we're
yeah,
gonna shout out some of these guys, yeah,
that's
Law,
a
Law.
Lovecraftian card game. So I'm waiting for that.
And you know what? We'll give Sam a shout out because he's been pretty nice. Otherworld TCG as well.
Yeah.
You know, like
And they made
those cards are art pieces.
I'm going to actually show. It's not my card, but it's something that was given away. It's a.
It's the crossover, right?
Yeah, it's a crossover Blight and Otherworld. The card looks really nice. I can't get my camera to focus because I don't have autofocus and I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to mess with it. But the card looks really, really nice. I really love this wolf guy. It's not mine.
Sadly.
Yeah, no, we worked out whose it is because it was sent in my name. I didn't know whose it was, and a friend of mine who ordered some cards to my place, and I just learned that he entered the giveaway. Speaking of, the same friend actually won a Crystal Dark Magician Girl for the giveaway for Duel Links.
Well, I mean,
there's like 48 of them in the world, so he.
Oh, wow!
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna have to do a video on that.
Yeah, so definitely.
But yeah, so on to our main topics for today. We have Dragon Ball Super Fest and Digimon Card Game Fest.
So starting with the Digimon Card Game Fest, because that's what I have on the screen right now.
Yeah, that's fine.
So both, actually, we can talk about at the same time in a way, but in general, they're both done by Bandai. And they're just there to celebrate both of the card games doing really well. And I think, and please don't get me wrong in here, but I think Dragon Ball is trying to ride a bit on the coats of the Digimon popularity.
I wouldn't be surprised, right? Because these events specifically have to be run side by side.
Yeah.
Like, that is a prerequisite to be running these events is, if you're doing Dragon Ball Fest, you need to be running Digimon and vice versa. And yeah, I'm sure there's no doubt in my mind is that they want them to crossover, right?
Like, yeah, they want players to play both of the games.
There's a Digimon game. There's a Dragon Ball game.
Cool. Yeah, exactly. That's what they want. But Digimon had way more. There was way more coverage for the Digimon card game from my point of view. Like, I remember when Dragon Ball started, and Dragon Ball had a lot of coverage, but then a lot of players drop off because there was no good.
They learned from their mistakes.
Yeah, there was no stock. In Digimon, it was a bit like that as well, but it was not as bad. If that makes. It was not as bad.
There was even problem, but you also have to like it launched in probably one of the worst situations the world's ever been in.
Yeah, and they still ended up as a 4th most sold card game in the world.
Which is launching a game is hard enough. Launching a game in the midst of what it went through and surviving is crazy.
And thriving like this, Digimon, I think Digimon is pulling in more players than Dragon Ball at the moment.
Oh, I would say that's easily. I mean, their events sell out in minutes, if not.
Yeah. No, it's the European Championship sold out in less than 30 minutes.
Yeah. And that's great. Like, that is great, honestly. I mean, we covered it right at the very start. But I think, not to our detriment, but it burnt us out for the first few sets in England, because it's like, well, we've already done all this coverage.
Yeah, because the situation was set 1 was in June in States. We got it in January. Set 2 was in November in States. We got it in February. Set 3 was in March in States. We got it in June, I think. So there's at least that 3 months behind at that point. And not to say getting the expansion set and all that stuff, all those good cards, it was impossible to get for us in Europe. It was so limited because we were getting the dregs from their stuff.
Yeah, no, that's true. And also this is also going to be coming off the wake of. So when is it first? I want to make sure I've got my dates correct on this actually.
That depends on the thingy,
So
but
it's March though, right?
March. That's
Yes.
the American one, isn't it? Yeah.
So this will be coming off of the curtails of the Digimon Con, which
Yeah.
is sometime this month.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
End of the month, 26th. So, like
Yeah.
they're going to be coming off of this huge high of whatever they announced there. Maybe Digimon Survive.
Yeah,
Maybe
location
an online client.
in Europe we have way more locations than the rest of the world because we have multiple different countries. So we actually it's good to be in Europe right now because you have so many different ones. It's the same with
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Fest. If we
That's
scroll through the Dragon Ball Fest, we have this is the American ones. They have 2. And am I on American? Yeah, of course I'm on the American website. Because why wouldn't I be?
Because you're American, obviously.
Obviously.
But Lilithmon being a winner is huge. I'm
Yeah,
really
Lilithmon
happy.
is one of those cards that a lot of people love.
I'm happy
Slash Ankemon has amazing artwork here as well.
Yeah, I can't tell who the other Digimon is on it.
Nor can I. It's
cool.
like a green dragon. It looks a bit
If
like
you got-
Shenron. But
Yeah,
I think
if you
I'm
guys-
wrong.
If you guys know who that is. But I dare say I was the closest Digimon fan. I mean, I love Digimon. I love Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball got me through school, got me through some hard times. But Digimon Tamers is one of the best pieces of media I've seen. Like that show stuck with me and still sticks with me. Like you watch that show now, I'm shocked Fox Kids managed to wear that as close as they did to what they got to wear it as. And then you watch the Japanese version and you're just like, holy crap. Like it deals with depression, it deals with death, it's like
But
Tamers,
Fox
man.
Kids, that was not 4Kids, was it?
No, Fox Kids
that
Fox,
translation was not done by 4Kids. I think that's where we have the leniency from.
Yeah, but it was Tamers always stuck with me. I mean, the card element alone was like cool because it's like I was a big Yu-Gi-Oh kid, so it's like ooh, cards in my Digivice, nice. Yeah. And then you look back at it later and you're like, oh my god, why would you put cardboard in that? It's just going to mash it up.
Yeah, you get older. So looking at the Dragon Ball, we have 4 in the UK. In Germany, there is 6. Greece has 1. Austria has 1. Norway has 1. Spain has 4. France has 5. And Italy has 4. And only one of them is online, and it's one of the Italian ones.
But I love the pricing structure they've got for it. It seems very generous. Like I can't fault what Bandai are doing here at all. I really can't. It seems like they've tried their damnedest to get what everyone wanted, which is get IRL back, get a bunch of players playing their game, and I think this is a true test of form for Digimon.
Scott, you might want to participate in Digimon Fest. They give you Gammamon for participation.
I know, I've seen it. I'm just gonna try and pick it up on the day.
But you actually get 10 cards in that pack, which is
yeah. It's just a really this is a celebration of the game. It's a big chance for Digimon to prove itself, and I think it is. I think Digimon, we're gonna see a huge soar from Digimon after this event. Honestly, I do because not really has Digimon had a chance to be played in person.
Yeah,
at least in the UK.
They didn't have many options.
It's always been online for the UK.
And yes, there are US festivals. There are 3 locations for them. 2 locations for them. My bad. So there's one done by Play TCG, which is done in Texas, in Arlington. And there's one done by PPG in Miami.
Yeah, I mean the PPG event, it's great. They also support Dragon Ball, like PPG.
And Carta Magica in Canada does an online event.
Yeah, so unfortunately Canada gets online, but
yeah,
you know, I'm just truly humbled, like that this is going to be our first, like, because for me it's going to be my first event back playing. Granted, I'll be playing Dragon Ball, but you know what I mean. I feel it. I feel excited to play, and I'm just going to be running around the room looking at the Digimon players and just being like, "Oh my god, you have this card! That's so cool."
If you're
I
in
might try
Miami,
and
you
pick some
definitely should
rules
check
from.
out both of those events, cause Dragon Ball and Digimon. I think you can enter both, and you have a date here, which is March 26th, 27th.
Yeah, so you can
Uh,
enter one. I don't think you can enter both on the same day.
I don't think they're on the
Um,
same day. I might be
so then
wrong.
you're fine. Yeah. But
I
yeah,
think they're
so
supposed to be one-day events.
the one we want to touch upon in the UK at the very least is the Living Realms one. So this
Yes.
is going to tie into LRG Con, which is a huge day for Living Realms. Shout out to Living Realms, Fabio, we love you.
There we go.
One of the best locals in the UK by far. And yeah, so they're hosting not just Digimon Fest, not just the Dragon Ball component, but they're also having Fab. And where is it they've taken it out? The Royal Armory?
The Royal Armories in Leeds, which is an amazing location. I was there judging the Flesh and Blood Nationals. So it's an amazing place. I think possibly we should see if we can do some coverage there.
Yeah, I've already hit them up and said that would be there with a camera. So, yeah, and that was before I knew they were doing Flesh and Blood. So
Yeah.
hopefully we can get some coverage with the winners. But it's going to be a big day. And like I said, I think like no matter what game you're playing, I think there's going to be an energy in that room of people are just happy to be playing card games again. It's been so long. When was it? It would have been February 2020 was the last in-person event, major event, and that was the Dragon Ball Finals.
Yeah, because that's the one I missed, wasn't it?
Yeah, you literally got back from Thailand of the event, like whilst the event was happening.
Yeah. I was thinking of coming back on the day, but I just couldn't be bothered.
Too much.
Too much. Yeah.
So yeah, a huge shout out. So if you are in the UK and you want to participate in any of those games, Living Realms, do it. It's going to be a big day. Lots of people.
It's definitely, if you're missing like a large scale event, this is going to be it.
Yeah, I mean, we can do our damnedest to make sure we can help you to get there. Even Ryan's in the chat saying Leeds. We'll be there. We'll make sure we're known to come up and say hi. Yeah, honestly, the fact that this is how we're starting 2022 in terms of competitive, going into 2022, it didn't seem like this was going to happen. And then we've come around, and I'm excited. So let's cover the Dragon Ball side of it while we're talking about the fests, because there's some interesting stuff in that Dragon Ball stuff.
I was already scrolling through the Dragon Ball stuff because they actually have an open list of stuff, unlike Digimon, which you need to click off.
You got to click through and all. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was using this, but I think I just want to touch up. I'm not sure if those 3 games are the only games. I have an inkling Yu-Gi-Oh might be happening on that event as well.
I mean, if they get more, that's just even more crossover, more people.
That hall is really nicely sized. I've been there. I know exactly where it's going to be. It's a really nice place, and I do hope that I will be able to be on the stuff there. I'm going to be messaging Fabio later.
Yeah, let him know and be like, Fabio, do you want to do something? Can we talk about it? Because yeah, I would love to be there. Fabio, again, one of probably the best TOs in the UK right now. Just like, he's such a good dude. Just a good dude. He's also fun to have pizza with.
One thing I really wonder about is how Bandai is going to approach the fact that he's also going to be running Flesh and Blood at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, right? I guess it's the best way to get the people there and to fill out the venue, right? Like, he's maximizing that space.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's making sure that as many people come in as possible. And the Bandai games actually don't have many players with Flesh and Blood. I know a couple, but it's more of people that already left the game for something else, or people who could not play online for one reason or another.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. I mean, I expect DBS to be the lowest attended, just because of what's happened over the past 2 years. But I'm also wondering, because I've heard it and I've seen a lot of familiar faces come back out of the woodworks out of nowhere now that IRL's picking up again. So I'm curious. So let's break down what we're getting for the Dragon Ball Fest, which I think is really cool. So for this, like just like the Digimon, you get a 10-card set, and in this set you get the Super Combo Vegeta, which is quite a great super combo, I might add.
Yeah, it's a set 10 super combo, isn't it?
Is it? Is it set 10?
Yeah, it's set 10 because it was printed in the same
It works
set.
with hand control. I know that.
Yeah, it was printed in the same set as the Frieza that could not play it. I remember that was annoying the shit out of me.
Yes.
Because it was printed
Yeah.
with Ginyu Force as well.
Oh, of course, yes, because it's on Namek.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a good reprint. It's nice. It's got gold. It's got stamp. Next up is Broly Unlimited Potential. I think.
That's
Is it Unlimited Potential?
Yeah, that's unlimited power.
Unlimited power. Sorry, not potential. But yeah, really good reprint.
That's one of the new ones, isn't it?
Yeah, set 11.
Yeah.
Just really good. And then we actually have set 12, which is Frieza, which is it's not playable, but
yeah. We have that weird Goku being printed as well.
I like this Goku though, so I'm not too bad about that.
Yeah, but it is weird. It just doesn't fit that. We have the Boo. Yeah. That Boo deck still needs more things.
The Boo is the weirdest one. But it has SR treatment, so I'm gonna like it regardless.
Yeah.
Tails All Too Easy is a brilliant reprint
it's an amazing
here.
card.
The Trunks is interesting because it's from Realm of Gods, right?
No, that's not Realm of Gods. That's the Trunks. No, that's from the Gohan Future.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think.
And then we have Gertix, which is the one that came out in set 11.
Oh, no, it is the Realm of the Gods one.
Oh, okay.
Why is it there? Yeah, Gotenks is the good Gotenks we had for some time now. And then we have 2 brand new cards for a Cell Leader. Not the Cell Leader you think about, that one got banned.
Yeah, Cell Surge is no longer here, so it's definitely going to be for the Expert Deck Free. No, we're kidding. It's going to be for the new Ultimate Deck Cell, whenever they reveal that. So, no, it won't be for Realm of Gods, or else it had already been revealed, wouldn't it? So it's the set after.
I think the Ultimate Deck comes out separately.
Oh, well, either way. That's cool.
It should be in the first set of the year, but it was not. So I don't understand. Because the last 2 were in the first set of the year.
Yeah, it's weird, but I mean, it's cool. New cards early, which is cool.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
We have more good reprints in the event pack, but also, obviously, you don't get a full set.
No. So it's 1 card per pack, and you get 1 for entering. But of the cards in here, Mecha Frieza, great card. Supreme Kai, great card. Rosie, great card.
Amazing
card. Good card.
It's a good sideboard card, right?
Yeah. The Vegeta, it's fine. Piccolo Jr., great card. The Piccolo Unison, great card.
I disagree on the Piccolo Unison here.
Oh, really?
Because you also get it in the Unison set.
Yeah, but that's only for the fest. Event Pack 9 is going to be throughout the year. Well,
I guess, but if you participate in 2 of the fests, you have 4 of the Unisons already.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair criticism. Higher Dragon, which is a 10 out of 10. Why is it not called Icarus reprint? But I also really like the speed lines of this event pack as well. That's something to note.
Ultimate Deck is April, apparently.
Oh, okay. Cells Kamehameha reprint.
Yeah. Cells Kamehameha. Let's be honest. I don't know why they're forcing reprint of this card, but it's good that they're forcing reprint of this card, because the hand control decks with this and Realm of the Gods Champa is just going to be a thing.
And then I can't remember which Vegeta is this. Is this the tournament promo one?
I don't know. It's difficult to tell.
But yeah. So, I mean, if it's the tournament promo one, cool. If it's not, then I have no idea which Vegeta it is.
Yeah. Then we have Unison set, which has all of the good blue Unisons. Not all, but 3 good blue Unisons.
3 great blue Unisons. I was going to say blood Unisons. Blood Unison! There isn't a single Unison on here that I would... Like, all of them do what they should do. Like, the only one that I could see changing out is Trunks.
I'm surprised at the Toa, which is specifically for 1 deck.
Yeah, but it's gold and it's max rarity and it's Toa, and I can't be biased against Toa. Yeah. I'm biased for Toa, I should say. But yeah, Mech Kabura, great. Bardock Jr., baby. Trunks, great. Piccolo Jr., great. Boo, Blue, what's it called? What do we
Majin
sort
Buu,
it?
Agent, no, some Assault of the Agents of
Boonison,
Distraction.
that's what it's called. Boonison. The Boonison is one of the best unisons in the
Yeah.
game. Trunks is fine. Toa is awesome if you like the Xena Shadow Dragons. Dark Broly's are quite a good unison. Not really seen too much play, but it's a
No.
good card. Great Priest, you know.
We don't know how good Great Priest is yet, but we have a huge
max rarity.
Yeah.
Toa, I actually really like this.
That's the Giant Force one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a reprint of Giant Force. It's guaranteed. And you know, like if the Steel deck becomes a thing, which it looks like it might, then it's great to have her being reprinted here.
Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr. are really good card because Icarus is still a thing, right? The Gohan Icarus.
Skill strategy, right? Like,
yeah.
Anytime Skillless is a thing, you're probably going to see this deck, this unison floating around. It's Goku Jr., Vegeta Jr., and Gold Stamp. I don't know what more you need from us to say. It's cool to have that.
Then the Volt set has some weird choices,
Yeah, this one's weird. Bunny Bulma, yeah, cool. The Vegeta, I like this Vegeta a lot, but I don't think it really should be here.
Yeah.
The Gogeta, that's fine. I don't really have too much of an issue with the Gogeta being here. Same with Bardock. I don't think it's a terrible reprint to put here.
But they could printed better cards, right?
Oh, no, there are better options. I'm not saying there's not.
That's what I'm saying. It's weird choices here. Because all of those are, and please don't get me wrong here, but none of them are for very popular decks.
No, they're not. No. I was like, maybe you could argue Gogeta because of Gogeta, like, is kind of relevant in that regard, but Blue's not relevant in terms of the meta. So it's like, yeah, but the Vegeta and the Bardock, yeah. The Bojack is a good reprint. It's the promo one. I really like that. It's also new artwork, so that's nice. Frieza, good card to reprint. It's nice that he's getting gold treatment because he always did feel like a super rare, but he was a rare. This is for the King Cold deck as well, which is nice.
Yeah. Well, because we want to see more of the King Cold.
Yeah. And then we got the Spirit Bomb Goku, which I'm happy about because this card is super underappreciated. I still think it's a great card. So having it reprinted here is nice. Gigantic Meteor is just a really good red extra card for Saiyans. Like, it's a great reprint. The Kefla is interesting. I'm going to err on the side of it's cool because it's max rarity. But it wouldn't be my first choice to put here for Kefla.
I am surprised that Realm of the Gods card sneaked in.
I'm surprised, but I'm happy. That's a happy surprise for me because I like.
But they're also getting the SPR, right?
Oh yeah, they are. I keep forgetting that. Never mind.
So they're getting an SPR. So why is it there?
Because people really like Goku Black in the Dragon Ball community.
Then give us a new good blue Goku Black leader.
Yeah, that's fair. And then Event Pack 8 we already have, so there's no point talking about that. And then so
the winner one.
Three?
The winner one, the Supreme Kai.
What?
Well, the secret rare.
Event Pack.
Yeah, I know.
I was skipping past the Event Pack. We're going to talk about the Supreme Kai.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So the top three get the one on the left, correct?
The one on the left is the top three, and the one on the right is the winner, the first place only.
Yes. So I'm kind of glad it's not a brand new artwork for her, because I would have had to chase after her. I still want to try and get this. So if you win an event and you've got a nice price in mind, maybe hit me up and we can sort something out.
Don't you have one already?
I do have one, but I don't have one that says Dragon Ball.
Fair enough. No, I like the fact that they put up cards like this as a pricing.
This makes it worth playing for.
Yeah, because those cards are worth money, and I think even with the fast, they're going to be cheaper. I think they're going to be cheaper than actual secret rares, but they're still going to be worth money.
Yeah, I mean, even if you sell the non-gold one for £100, you make your money back because these events are only £20 to enter.
Yeah.
Like, they're not expensive. The value you get for entering these events is great. Even, like, it's just entering an event again. Like, that's the excitement for me. All of this is a bonus. It's a very nice bonus, But like, I'm just so happy to play card games again, man.
Yeah, there's only so much you can do, right?
Yeah.
Card games should
So
be played in person.
there's just something about sitting up across the table, from your opponent. Like I've been doing this a lot with Akora, so it's like I've had that fixed, but it's not Dragon Ball, you know what I mean? Like I haven't had chance to steal people's cards with Mechikabura in person. You know how frustrating that is.
You know how unsafe that is?
Don't worry about it. We're going to an armory. Like, what's more safe than an armory?
A
nuclear bunker, probably.
Sure.
Feb 2022. Feb 2020 was the last Yeah, like over 2 years ago was our last big event. That's crazy.
It's not 2 years yet. It's not 2 years yet. Give it a few
more
weeks.
By the time DBS Fest rolls around.
It will be, yeah.
But yeah, our final topic for the day.
No, quick mention before we go to final topic is Card Market finally added a brand new card game to their roster. And
this is huge.
And surprisingly, it was not Digimon. It was Flesh and Blood.
It's great news for Flesh and Blood.
Yes, it's a great news for Flesh and Blood. I have actually not checked if people are actually selling cards yet, but the cards are there.
It's a good thing. Honestly, like, Card Market have really needed to put Digimon in there for ages. But at least if they're adding Flesh and Blood, it's a positive sign.
They're adding Flesh and Blood, but when they added Flesh and Blood, they also got like a official spoiler for the new set. So it makes me think that some money changed hands for Flesh and Blood to show up on that marketplace, which in turn shows that it's not exactly a good marketplace for you if they're not going to be adding the games that you want to be dealing with, right? Because then you're stuck to eBay, and it's so weird and awkward on eBay.
I'd rather have there be an option outside of eBay than no option at all.
Yeah, that's kind of one of those things, right? Why won't they put on the Digimon? That's why I don't understand. I can understand back with the Dragon Ball when it was starting, they only put it in on set 6, I think, and that's fine. Yeah, they put it on set 6, and they started doing stuff, etc. For Digimon, we're way past set 6. We're going into set 7, and still no sign of it. Still no interest. I just don't understand that. Like, Digimon is an amazing thing to do.
I mean, there's people at Card Market who love Digimon. Like, I don't think I can get in trouble for saying that.
Yeah.
So there's got to be someone making the decision somewhere that's just like, nah. And I don't know who that is. I've not heard anything like that. All I know is the people who I know at Card Market do like Digimon. What does Akora play like? It's kind of a mix, right? Think of Vanguard meets
Yu-Gi-Oh, yeah.
Probably the best thing I can say as a comparison. You kind of have your main Akora, which acts like your Pokemon in the Pokemon TCG, where you put it out. You can evolve it, but it's in a separate deck. You've got a resource system. It sounds quite convoluted, but the actual play of it, I think, based on our test sessions and stuff, you onboard someone in about 3 games. 3 games and they get it.
One thing is that there is no creature spam, right?
Oh yeah. You can only have your one Akora, and then
for now.
Who knows what happens in the future? But so it's really cool. I'll show off some Akora gameplay pretty soon, actually, which is exciting. I just got to get it all tidied up and make sure it's correct, because I don't want to be putting out false information in there. But as far as like nostalgia goes, like, I really like. There's just something simple about picking up a TCG that has no connections to anything. It's new, but it also kind of reminisces of that old school, just I'm cracking packs to see what I get.
Also, it helps that we actually can meet the designer, right?
And it's also UK based. It is a huge thing.
Yeah.
The last major original TCG for the UK was Lightseekers, and I don't know how many people in the US know about Lightseekers, but I hazard that more people in the US know about Akora than they do about Lightseekers.
Yep.
So
I think you are right. Is Lightseeker still alive?
Is it still alive?
I don't know.
I mean, I feel like the Warhammer one died, and that was after Lightseekers.
I
I
think
remember they gave those away at
Warhammer
UK
moved
Game.
to mobile only, and I think after that it died.
Like they literally were giving people at the press day of UKGE both games. They were like, "Please take this deck. Please take this." It wasn't booster boxes, but it was like a collection of stuff. And
Yeah.
they were like, "Just please take this." And it's like, but why? So I'm looking forward to doing press day of UKGE again. It was great fun.
That was fun. Yeah, last time
yeah.
we were there, it was fun. Although we were not there together.
No, we were there for separate things, but it was good times. I was still working out lives there.
Yeah.
Oh, good times, good times. So yes, Master Duel, our big final talking point of the day. Has anyone in chat played it? Let us know your impressions. So we'll get your impression because you like what was your first impressions with it? We'll talk about the issues later, but the first
The first impression, I absolutely loved it. They throw a lot of stuff at you. You can easily build 2 or 3 decks that you want. So I played a lot of other Yu-Gi-Oh games in meantime. You get to play at actual pace. So like Legacy of the Duelist, my biggest problem was you could not turn off the timer, you could not turn off the animations. All the animations feel very natural. They're actually just a couple of seconds long. They're never dragging. Even when you summon a big monster, it's not that you're locked off from doing something for 15 to 20 seconds every time you summon that monster. Like that, I hated that in Legacy of the Duelist when you were playing Blue Eyes. Because you keep on summoning Blue Eyes and you have always the animation of summoning Blue Eyes every time you summon a Blue Eyes. At some point I remember there was a bug where when you summon 2 Blue Eyes you got 2 animations.
That's quite funny.
Yeah. So you don't have any of that. You have very simple animations. They're very light on the PC. I was checking my GPU usage and things like that. So it's all very nice. It's very clear. All additional informations. It's a bit awkward to try to see the cards in the banish or drop zone or graveyard, whatever it's called. Because it's just stuff on the right, and I can't imagine how it's on console. I need to check.
You just use a trigger and then do another trigger. So it's
but how you scroll through that?
I'll just use D-pad.
But it's generally fun until you get to platinum.
Yeah.
When you get to platinum, you have a proper Yu-Gi-Oh experience. I do my combo. Do you have a hand trap? Oh, you do. Okay, your turn. You do your combo. Do I have my hand trap? Yes, I do. My turn. I do my combo. Do you have another hand trap? Yes. Oh, I lost.
Yeah, that is the downside of it. But quickly, my first impressions. Yeah, so I'm a lapsed Yu-Gi-Oh fan. I know, obviously, you are as well. But I feel like you kept up with the game a lot longer than I did. I dropped out after GX and the beginning of Synchro.
I started playing when Synchro came out. My first nationals was done.
Yeah, you are a champion.
Second place.
And then it's like, what's it called? It's just one of those things. Like I was like, it proper hit me on the nostalgia. Like I don't know, like something about it really captivated that old school vibe. And in those first few days, it really felt like I think a lot of people were there. The amount of gems you were getting, a bunch of stuff. The solo mode, interesting. The promise of events and stuff, interesting. All of the little cosmetics that were there, great, awesome. My main concern, as we've mentioned, is how the game just kind of lets you fall into this false sense of security. So I built Blue Eyes as my first deck, mainly because the last real deck I remember playing with was the Azure Ice Silver Dragon deck. So I was like, I remember that being vaguely competitive. I remember something about Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon being good, so I kind of just went off that and riffed and did my own thing. And I got to Gold 4. But yeah, that's when you really started to encounter stuff like, oh, you need hand traps now, you need this, you need that. Some decks you're just going to lose against if you don't have any of that, which isn't balanced in my opinion. That's not balanced gameplay at all. But that's a different discussion we'll have about balance.
One thing I've noticed is that we are actually playing not on the American ban list, but the Japanese.
Yeah, like
that's why we have free Maxi. That's one thing I've seen at the very beginning. We have free Maxi.
But Max C's actually, I don't think Max C's problematic is like the
No,
other
it's
thing.
not. That's the point. That's what people try to prove all the time. Maxi is not problematic.
Yeah, I don't think Max C's that much of an issue at all. Sure, it slows you down if you want to play that, but like, it's not like, oh, someone's used Max C, that's it, my turn's over. Or, oh, you've used Max C, well, I can't use this effect. Or, oh, you've used Max
Yeah,
C, or my
it's
card's
not
been
Ash,
destroyed.
right? So the problem
Yeah,
with
it's not
Maxi.
Ash, it's not Herald, it's not.
So problem I have with Ash is
Union.
Ash negates the activation. So it doesn't negate the activation, it negates the effect. Which means you still activated the card, which means if the card says you can only activate once per turn.
One copy per card, yeah.
Yeah.
Like...
So it still does that. Maxi doesn't stop you from doing that, it just gives your opponent advantage.
Yeah.
Now it's your question, do you want to give your opponent more advantage and play into it? So Maxi was a very skill-related hand trap that depended on your opponent.
Yeah, it's not saying you can't do this. It's, all right, if you're going to do what you're going to do, then I'm going to benefit from it.
Yeah, which is why I don't understand why TCG, so our side of the world, does not have Maxi. It's still banned.
I mean, I don't know enough about Yu-Gi-Oh to comment on that. Other than I don't think it's that much of a problematic card. The cards for me that are problematic are the cards like Herald. The Herald that just, oh, I can discard a card, you can do nothing.
I think the problem is how you summon that Herald, but that's a different story. Yeah.
Well, yeah. See, that like the nuance isn't there for me, but this is just my place perspective. There's the 1-drop XCs that you like. They go into a Utopia and then they go into another one, and it's basically like, I'll stop doing that, and then I'll take your thing. Okay, so I can't do anything that way. And then what was the other card that I always just get really frustrated when they bring it out? It has like a bunch of effects based on if it has things in its overlay. But like at number 5, it's basically like
your opponent can't summon. Yes.
Yeah. And I'm
yes.
like, why
86.
is that a legal card?
Yeah. I used to play that in Heroes, obviously, because I was playing Heroes.
Yeah.
And you could just make it. The fact is that the problem was that you could make it so many. Yeah, but there's lots of disgusting decks. Surprisingly enough, someone found the popular decks out there are decks like Chainburn. My Chaindraw Exodia, a lot of people told me that they love it. The Library Exodia, which I don't like because it's, non-interactive. At least my opponent has a chance to win if I play the Chaindraw.
It's just one of those things. Like I love. There's so many archetypes in Yu-Gi-Oh that Master Duel's made me find. Like I discovered what's it called? What am I playing, Peter? What am I playing?
The trains.
Infinity
Tracks.
Infinity Tracks. Because of this game, I was like, I need a deck that can do and keep up with what the other decks do.
Yeah.
But I still want to have my own little, like, I want to play a deck that I actually want to play, not just like Dragon, because that deck does not seem fun at all.
No.
Like I just do not understand. Like,
I've seen a very weird Exodia deck.
Yeah.
And this is a shout out to Guns Blazing. It's a YouTube channel. Go check him out. He used to do an amazing content for Duel Links. Then he stopped and he started in Master Duel again. Yeah, I got into Platinum with Chaindraw Exodia. But yeah, the deck he built was Exodia with lots of cards like Lava Golem, cards like Kaiju and things like that to stop the negates. And then he's playing Sharks. So essentially he goes into those 2 level 4 Sharks, and then he goes into Cook. Cook is a XYZ from 2 level 4s that says if he's the only card on your field, he's unaffected by other card effects. And one of the Sharks that's put as a material says that he can't be destroyed by battle.
Right, okay, so I see what... So it's just there on the field.
Yeah, it's just sitting there, and the guy just sits and draws cards, and he draws Exodia.
Can you tribute it if it's...
You can tribute it for Kaiju, but no one main decks Kaiju.
Right, I see, yeah.
That's why I started main decking Kaiju.
Yeah, that's another thing, there's no sideboard.
That card doesn't bother me, but I'm just saying that I started main decking Kaiju because it's your out against, like, Appaloosa and other stuff like that.
Yeah, but I mean, like, there's so many, like, normally when they have Herald, they have another one there that stops spells and traps. It's just like, how, like, the answer to this shouldn't be, oh, well, you need a hand trap. That's wrong in my opinion. That's objectively wrong and not fun.
You should. It's not fun if you stop your opponent in the middle of doing something, and then they can't do things. It shouldn't be one card that beats it that you need to draw at that specific time. It should be based on the skill.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's a lot of lapsed players' frustrations coming into it. Like myself, like I still am sticking with the game. I'm not. My main criticism here is they should have had a vintage mode, right? Because right now the only main mode to play is rank.
They have dual rooms, but they're so weird.
It's not a casual or a solo play.
No.
Solo play, there is an option, but it's not a proper option. It's not like you're going through a campaign. It's not against very challenging duelists.
I mean, you can unlock more challenging stuff. The upper paths on the solo is generally more challenging, but I get what you mean. If you play with the precon decks.
I was going to say, if you're playing with a learner deck, it is, because the learner decks are absolute trash. But as soon as you switch over and do your version, it's like...
Yeah, you just stop. Because it's optimized deck, right?
Yeah.
We would need like a roguelike thing. But the thing is, the game is still young, right? They stealth-released it. We didn't have a release date.
We're on week 3. These are all problems that can be fixed.
Yes. We do need to get some ranked rewards. Because you shouldn't be only getting rewards for ranking up. You need to gain rewards. Because then you hit Platinum 1, and what do you do then?
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things. I mean, the biggest solution for going into this second season was get Plat 2 and then D-rank to Gold 5. Like, and Konami saw that because it's just like, wait, that shouldn't be how our players are playing the game. Like, effing chat for surrender meta, but you know your problematic ranking system is problematic when that is the solution. Is like, I don't want to get to the best rank.
You go to Gold 5, and then at the end of the season you D-rank to Silver, and then you have more rewards. Yeah. So it doesn't incentivize you to stay on that rank.
Yeah. So I mean, looking at some data mines, which are, they're not final. They're not final. Anything can change. It does seem like there's plans for Fusion, Synchro, XCs, Legacy format, I think it was called, or Legacy Duel or something like that. So there's custom rarity versions as well. So there are plans, obviously, for these limited time modes, which I think will really help out.
Well, yeah, unranked mode, we need that as well. So you can just queue up and play against randoms without ranking. But it actually goes back to what we were talking about, right? Last time we were talking about Master Duel, is what I was talking about, that they introduced a whole bunch of new formats. And I think that they might want to bring them in. The XYZ, Synchro, etc. That you were talking about, I think that might be the old ban list.
Could be. I mean, it could be anything, right? Like, I mean, they have plenty of time, lore, series. They have so much they can expand upon.
There's lots of lore that people in the West don't know as well, which annoys me.
It's like a hero thing with this Duel Terminal, I believe it is.
Duel Terminal, there was the continuation of Duel Terminal, which was the Shadow story. It all tied in together.
Yeah.
People just in here just got Trishula and it's a good card. Why is it the Dragon of Ice Barrier? Why does it matter it's the Dragon of the Ice Barrier? No one knows.
Cool. I mean, I always loved Trishula. I think that was one of my favorite synchros. It's like, it's a 3-headed dragon that's ice.
Yeah.
Well, crystal.
So Trishula, Brionac, and Deloran. No, Deloran. Gungnir. That's the one. The 3 dragons that were to bring the distraction that were sealed by Ice Barrier.
Yeah.
That's what the Ice Barrier was doing. There is a story there. Okay.
There's a story. I don't care. It's a dragon with 3 heads. It looks cool. So, what would you like? What is your main issue? Like, what would you want to see fixed immediately? If Konami had this, and just like you told them to focus on one, what would be your immediate change you want to see right now?
We need player incentive. I don't have incentive to log in. The rewards I get from daily quests are too small.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that interested in the premium pass because
that premium pass is a joke. I beat it in 2 days.
Well, the full premium pass.
Like the premium pass. Yeah, because you can buy it with gems and you get the same amount of gems back.
Yeah, I know.
You beat. I beat it in 3 days.
Did you go to level 100?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nothing. You can.
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. We need some sort of incentive to keep on playing. I don't even log in at the moment because I just look at the daily quests and I'm like, but they give me like 20 gems here, 50 gems here, and you are incentivized to buy the packs at 1,000 gems. So
nah.
The 20 and 50 gems just doesn't appeal to me. Especially the 5 gems you get for watching.
It's just that is just wasting my time. It's wasting your time.
Yeah.
Like that. It's like it's wasting my time, and then it's being like, thank me for wasting your time. It's like,
and also we don't have the last 2 sets of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Well, I feel like that's like, I mean, that's a problem. That's probably development, right? Like you have to look at it objectively and be like, where's our cutoff? And then it's just like, okay, we've got everything up to this point. That should be coming into the game within the first month easily.
I do hope that we're not going. It's really weird because we can't. I don't know how they want to catch up, but those sets in Japan have been ages ago. Like ages ago. We're talking at least 7-8 months.
Yeah, there is also that, isn't it? It's like, because how do they like? It's gonna have to be this weird amalgamation because there's no way you can keep going with, like, well, we want to be up to date with Japan. That means you're getting the sets in the West earlier, and then you don't want to split your player base between Japan and global. So I wonder if it's going to be an archetype thing where it's like, oh, what new archetypes are introduced in these new sets, and then we'll make packs for them. Because I know the newest set introduced. Well, I thought they would be really cool, but they're not. They actually look really well. They look okay, but their idea of it's messy is like these new dinosaur machine monster things, except they look like humans and they're not very interesting. But I can't remember what they're called for life of me. But I was like, oh, this sounds really exciting, and then I looked at it and I was like, never mind. I'll go back to Dynamist.
No, but yeah, like the new hero stuff is not there. The new Stardust stuff is not there.
I mean, you could easily make a new Stardust pack and be like, "Here you go, guys."
Yeah, but you see, it's already a long time in making, right?
Sets, right? Yeah, no, I understand that, and I guess I mean we'll know when Konami drop their first boosters, right?
The fact that the set that is already out in the West and we still don't have it in the game makes me worried about the delay on how we're going to get the product in the game, which is going to disincentivize players that only play online, for example.
Yeah, I also wonder if we're going to see any crossover between the game and real life, like Pokemon does it, which is the perfect way to do it.
I hope.
I honestly, crap on Pokemon TCG Online. The way they do that is so good, and every company should be striving to replicate that.
I agree.
Like, straight up.
I agree. Pokemon do it really well. When you buy, you get your money value,
you get
right?
Product equivalent in game.
Yeah.
And I think that's fair,
but
right?
Seeing as we don't have the same amount of packs, what would give you? Every pack gives you, what, 100 gems? They wouldn't do that.
No.
No, because then you buy a box, you get like 2,400.
Like, even if like a pack code gives you like some crafting material, you know, like.
Yeah. As long as it's not legacy packs.
Oh, please stop giving us legacy packs. Please, Bandai. They're so not good.
There's a couple good cards in there. I think one day of peace is in there.
2 cards every time. I'm just like, what am I doing?
2 cards in the pack.
Yes. I think I've pulled like 1 UR from all of my legacy pack, or at least I've not looked enough to see if I've got any more. I'm just like skip.
I just hope that it's kind of like the Duel Links boxes where you have a limited amount of every card in that set and you can only pull that many of them.
I don't see them doing booster box. I think they're just going to keep doing it the way they do packs, like archetype specific. For me, who like archetypes, that's the best way. But I understand to say like there's a new set and it has like really cool staples in. You want to pull the staples, right? You're not going to be wanting to be like.
Yeah, I wonder how they're going to actually solve that. Are they going to let us play like pre-release event or something like that where we get the new cards, or how they're going to do that?
Yeah, I'm excited, but yeah, like the fact that everyone's basically like everyone who's got the Duel Pass has finished it. I've never seen a free-to-play game launch with a like
premium pass that gets finished so quickly.
It's a criticism, but like in terms of criticisms, like at least it's not saying, "Oh, it's gonna take us a year to finish." It's like it's good that it was quick, except it's gone too quick.
Yeah,
Like
I think it needs a bit of a time gating or some further rewards afterwards.
yeah, because once you get to 50, all the free to play stuff, like they
Yeah.
just need to rebalance it. I think it's a fairly good pass, but
I think it
60
needs a
days
bit of
before a new one.
time gating because a premium pass that can be finished in 2 days is not a
It's not
good.
a, not
It's
good.
not a good pass.
It's
That
not. It's not.
doesn't incentivize you to keep on logging in. Like
No.
Gwent, for example, does weekly quests. You get 3 quests every week for standard and for premium.
Yeah.
So if you buy premium, you get additional EXP. Otherwise, you need to play tons of games to actually level up.
Yeah. It's just one of those things. So like for me personally, the major thing I just want to see is just like a different way to play. Even if it's PvP, just a different way to play. Or like my ideal thing is just start incorporating those duel modes from I know the game wasn't great, Legacy of the Duelist, but I liked what they did with like, oh, you're playing as Yugi at this point in Yugi's
Yeah.
life, and you had this deck and you
But
played it.
come on, they would need to rebalance the decks.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I remember first time I played that Link Evolution, they gave you a synchro deck with a Master Roll 5.
Yeah. That's the stuff I don't understand, and so that goes over my head. But I'm like
So
purely just
essentially, you could not summon synchro monsters to the main monster zone
well, that sounds like
in a synchro spam deck with no links because that's the story.
okay. I do have a funny story. One last anecdote on Master Duel before we give our closing impressions on it. So I picked up pendulums again because I love Odd Eyes, like love Odd Eyes as a deck, and so I just memed it together, and then I don't know why I missed this, but apparently you still need to link for pendulums from the extra deck.
No, you can only summon one if your extra monster zone is open, and otherwise, the link monsters only work for link monsters and pendulum monsters.
Yeah, so I was like, I set it up. I go to pendulum summon, I go to pendulum summon one monster, and I'm like,
Ron, we need a draft mode. We need tag duels. We need
tags would be fun. A tag LTM
Goat
would be great.
or any old formats really. Something that lets you play with the old formats. We need the alternative formats essentially.
Yeah, just a new way to play, whether it be PvP or PvE. I don't care. It just needs something new.
Tag duels would be amazing.
Tag duels would be super fun. Like, can you imagine us streaming tag duels? That'd be such a great experience.
Yeah,
like
that
is
definitely
great.
Would be fun.
And I don't think it's like the hardest thing in the world. Like I feel like on the production board, it's probably going to be low down, but I think that would be a fun limited time mode for sure. So yeah, overall, I think it's a great start. We're hitting a bit of a content drought. Hopefully, if it's not this season, like if they don't do anything this season, at the end of the season, going into our third season, that's when they bring out new stuff.
Yeah, because there's still that.
Any longer, it's too long.
Half of that screen when you go to duel mode is empty because it's for future events that are not here yet. And there's no announcement for the events either. And that's what worries me. Because normally with games like this, you want to announce your events. But if they're not announcing it, it makes me worry that they're going to stealth drop them again.
Yeah, like you need to build up the highlight. Currently, there's no incentive to play in this season apart from regain gems you got last season, which is like, yay. But it's like, what? Well, if my deck, was
if my deck already does
season,
that, why would I spend those gems?
Like you're just doing it to get gems for the sake of getting gems, which is doing something for the sake of it. Like there is a player base for that, and that's what they rely on. Because that's the people who log into games and do dailies and just do.
But the dailies don't even, at the beginning I was like that, but I was hoping that by the end of the first season they're going to announce an event.
I was really hoping for a fusion event at the end of this season for the next season.
Anything, right?
Literally anything, Konami. Just announce something. Like, I mean, we're approaching the mid of this season next week, so fingers crossed. But who knows?
I will be really disappointed if there is no event by end of, because Duel Links is really good at events. They always have interloping.
There should be always something to be like going on, right? And I get the first week of launch, first 2 weeks of launch, while you're trying to establish mobile, maybe there's a bit of a buffer. But we're approaching a month of the game now, and there's no new content in a live service game, in a free-to-play live service game that wants you to
Yeah.
be playing it.
And we know that
It-
Konami is good at events again, because Duel Links, you have 2 or 3 weeks of an event. In the last week of an event, you have the next one starting.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So it's just one of those things. I guess we're gonna wait and see. Like right now, Master Duel is not a priority. I mean,
Yeah.
we are gonna start doing Master Duel Mondays. It's gonna happen at some point, but right now we need a reason to be doing it. It's not going to be good content to watch me and you doing something for the sake of something.
I mean, we can play Exodia.
Yeah, I guess. Infinitrax versus Exodia, and I'll just take out my hand traps.
I mean,
Maybe.
I played around Ash. I have no problem with Ash.
Ah, okay. I've got. I don't even know what's in the deck at the moment. I was just like, but that is the least part. Like, I'm like, oh, I built a train and robot deck. Cool.
Yeah, I mean,
And then
I
it's
have
like,
shadows.
well, I have to include
and
a
I have
zombie.
pendulums.
I have to include a rock. I have to include permanence, infirm, I don't know what the fuck. The Cyber Dragon Infinity card.
Yeah, in permanence, you need to include an insect.
Wait, what's the insect?
Maxi.
Oh, I don't have actually any Max C crafted.
Like the first card I crafted.
Yeah, that's fair. Wait, why is Max C an insect?
A cockroach. All the C cards are cockroaches.
Ah, see, learning. Yeah, so overall, as a platform for Yu-Gi-Oh! Online, amazing. As a live service game, needs a lot of more content.
A lot more.
Yeah. So, guys, that's it for Cardcast episode 2. We'll try and be back in 2 weeks' time. Obviously, things are a bit up in the air for me and Loki right now. Like, we're trying to make a schedule happen, but Loki's very busy with work. I'm busy doing other projects as well. We haven't forgotten about you guys, and like we appreciate all the support, all the people reaching out, saying, "Hey, are you guys okay?" It's like we are, but we're very busy people, and we're still trying to make this happen. So
we're still trying to make the last Dragon Ball tournament happen. The last 2.
Yes.
Um,
Hopefully after Fest, like reinvigorate people, we might be able to push something together. I know we're still waiting on some contracts signed and whatnot, so
yeah.
there's not too much we can say on that.
We'll see what goes. We'll see what happens. But thank you guys for joining. This will be available on the VOD as well on our channel. So if you're watching it on VOD, thank you for watching. Remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed yet. I don't know what else. I don't know what else I can say.
That's perfect. You nailed it. Let's get out of here. Let's go and get some Iron Brew.
Awesome. I'm going to go get the tea.
Well, there you go. Boom.